Good morning, good morning. We are in our tarot study of the Chariot. There's the original Rider-Waite, the Winter Tarot, the Wandering Star Tarot, Light Seers Tarot, Wildwood Tarot, Tarot of the Divine, the Good Tarot, Star Tarot. This is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. The, what's it called? My brain this morning. Mystical Moments Tarot. And the Tarot of the Abyss. So this morning what we're doing is, today is the day we read from the guidebooks, because we've already read from all of our books that we have. So we're going to start with, except for we're not going to read a guidebook from the original Rider-Waite one because it's just a little pamphlet. So we'll start with the Winter Tarot one. So there's the card again, just in case they go talk about like things from the card. Okay, here we go. The Winter Chariot. A determined maiden flies away on a string carried by swans, a nod to the fairy tale, The Wild Swans, one black and one white, representing light and shadow. The swans also represent a constant battle between the heart and mind. At times they seek different directions, each believing its way is best. The maiden knows she cannot move forward with just one. Both are required to keep her winter chariot perfectly balanced. Notice how the maiden holds the reins, but isn't forcing them. She's connected with both mind and body, controlling them with focus, clarity, and confidence rather than brute force and strength. As long as she keeps her eye on her goal, and the swans will mirror her and fly in that direction. But it is a challenge. The fierce winter god blows his winds as hard as he can, doing his best to knock her off course. Any distractions could be detrimental to her journey. Divinatory meaning. No goal or desire is without challenges. You may start off with absolute clarity, only to share your plans and find you are met with opposition, doubt, or skepticism. I tell you what, these things have been coming in great timing lately. Too many dreams have died due to distraction or failed test of your resolve. Things fell through the cracks here, and a shiny ball caught your eye there. Criticism introduced doubt, and fear arrested you seemingly beyond repair. Your soul calls the Winter Chariot to a reading to say that if you have a desire, it's because you're capable of achieving it. The universe, God, goddesses, spirit, however you address divinity, only gives an idea of what is within your power to manifest. Thus, the key takeaways of this card are to have confidence in yourself and remain focused on your desired outcome. Eliminate distractions, follow your plan, be your own cheerleader, and be very clear about what you want before starting the journey. There will perhaps be countless obstacles to overcome, challenges that will easily blow you off course if you take your eye off the ball. But if you move forward with determination, structure, and self-discipline, will be successful. And then that's the Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot. And so we're done with that one. Next we have, this is the what's it called? The Wandering Star Tarot. Okay, let's see. This is the inside of that book. Oh, I should have shown you the inside of this one. I'm sorry. It won't take but a second here. So that way you could see, just in case you're curious and to getting the deck, what it looks like. It has the divinatory meaning and the just a regular overview. Okay. The Chariot, journey, success, progress. The Chariot signifies success. You are primed to flourish on your journey if you are prepared to focus and keep momentum going. Progress is imminent and will most likely take your life in a whole new direction. Linked astrologically to the sign of Cancer, this card asks you to delve into your imagination and discern which road would make you happiest. You, dear one, are the charioteer, so you must take the reins with a firm grip and trust your gut will gracefully guide you. This is an exciting time for you. Navigate your path without fear, enjoy your ride, and your horizons will expand endlessly. Let your joy be in your journey, not in some distant goal. Tim Cook. Again, that's from the Wandering Star Tarot. Okay. Next, we have the Light Seers Tarot. There's the card. And there's the little guidebook. There's the inside of the guidebook. It's a smaller guidebook like the rest, but it's not too small. And I like how it's broken up. Okay, Light Seer, victory, speed, action, determination, harnessing and uniting opposing energies, success, travel, confidence, willpower, control. Shadow Seer, lack of energetic focus, lack of self-discipline, going in the wrong direction, a tendency to speed past the needs of others. The universe constantly gives us the opportunity to become the person we want to be. It's a magical time for taking inspired action. Push ahead with willpower and determination because you will get there. Remember, interaction is the same as deciding to stay still. The Chariot reminds you that while you are on the way to your goal, you need to make decisions about your best path forward. If you feel pulled into different directions, know that you will be able to coax both of these energies toward the same target. Charging ahead without paying attention to your path can sometimes be harmful to those in your wake, so take care not to trample on others on your way up to the mountain. Choose the thing you really want. Focus your efforts and move swiftly. If you aren't sure what your direction is, then it's time to make some plans, align goals, and spark dreams. I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it with conviction and consistent motion. Amen. And so it is. That, again, is from the Light Seers Tarot. Next, we're not going to do the Wildwood Tarot because we already did that in a separate video because it's a long one. So that one's done too. Next is the Tarot of the Divine. Let's see if they talk about those salmon. The Chariot, the three princesses of White Land, Norway, Norwegian fairy tale. The Chariot is about harnessing emotions and charging down a straight, clear path. Where the prince may have floundered before, he has learned from his mistakes and now blazes forward confidently. Upright, a journey, perseverance, rushed decisions, vengeance, and victory. Reversed, a lack of direction, floundering, stagnation, and willfulness. This is what the outside of that book looks like, guidebook looks like. I wonder why that one's not picking up. Hang on. There. There's that. And then there's the inside. It just has like a wee little bit, which is fine. Okay, and then so there's that. And then next we have the Good Tarot. And flip. Okay, and then this is the guidebook, and this is the inside of the guidebook. Chariot, victory. Everything I have worked for, including the obstacles I have faced and overcome, is now part of the time of victory. I have learned to see all aspects of my life as essential to my growth. I have fallen, but now I am risen again to live freely and truthfully, fearlessly, and skillfully. Amen. There you go again, the Good Tarot. Okay. Next, we have the Star Tarot, which we're not going to read because there's a separate video on that because it was a long one too. Then next we have the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, which we're not going to read because it's a little tiny pamphlet. And then next we have Mystical Moments Tarot, which is, we are going to read from. Here is the little guidebook. Here is the inside of the guidebook. Okay, the Chariot. On this card, we see a woman riding a snail, which appears to be an extension of her body. She looks very confident and determined in her progress. The spiral shape of her head dress shows she is relying on strength of her own mental powers and her will as much as the physical energy of the snail to progress forward. The chariot is on a journey, striking out on her own and is leaving the past behind, which is represented by the castle silhouetted in the background. Riding on a snail is very slow, and it will take time to reach the destination, but the charioteer keeps focused, and she will reach her goal in the end. Upright meaning control, willpower, success, action, discipline, and determination. Reverse meaning opposition, lack of direction, distractions, and delays. There you go again, Tarot of Mystical Moments. Okay, next we have dun, 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 Tarot of the Abyss. And then let's read from that. This is the guidebook. So cute. And this is the inside. Okay, the Chariot. The rider stands tall on her two swans, brave and full of determination. There is no fear in her as she guides the regal feathered creatures. She knows that fear will not help her in her mission, and any sort of wavering could bring about her demise. Wow. Therefore, she guides the swans with steady hands, aware of the power hidden in the winds. She knows it's useless to try to go against the wind, so instead she harnesses it. In this manner, her journey will be swifter and easier on the swans. The rider has to balance herself with care, taking note of her surroundings and also her charges. These are wild animals, and at any moment they could try to go their own ways, even pulling in opposite directions. The Chariot is a card that encourages us to take action. This card brings with it the potential of success in your projects or even physical moves. When this card appears in your reading, know that now is not the time to procrastinate or let yourself be distracted. Set your goals and maintain your focus. There are many things that can distract your attention on the day-to-day basis. Remain steadfast and know that the road to success is often filled with obstacles. It's all about how you approach them. It's your strategies, your tenacity, your courage that will ultimately allow you to realize your goals. Amen. And so it is. There you go. Tarot of the Abyss. And there's that card again. I'll show you that one again since we didn't have that one in the as long as all the other ones. Okay. I think that is it, my dear ones. And I will see you. So that's it for the books. And I will see you probably tomorrow with the guided journey into the Chariot. So to where we can write our own definition or whatever. Our own story about the Chariot. Our own, whatever it is. Sorry, my brain. All right. That's all. See you tomorrow.